Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to an episode here of Kingda car. Just going to crack on today with the recreation, but before I get into that, just want to talk a little bit about Maverick. If you're wondering what happened to it, I did finish the project. The recreation of Maverick from Cedar Point is done. I just need to make a video showcasing the ride, etc. And I've not quite figured out how to do that yet because the park file, even though it's not that big of a park, there's a lot of detail packed into it. So my computer, of course, like always, really struggles to run it at its best ability, and therefore I can't really showcase it right now in a kind of a way that I'd want to. And also, I'm actually having troubles connecting Steam to the internet. I think it's something to do with the internet connection, I don't know. So I can't upload blueprints or parks or anything like that to the Steam workshop right now. So that's a little bit annoying, but I'm going to try and figure it out and sort that out as well. So just bear with. But those, yeah, like I said, Maverick will be out soon, I hope. So back to Kingda car, I'm just going to finish up doing the supports today, which are on the bottom of the top hat. Both sides are slightly different. One side is slightly larger than the other side. And I'm just using a photo that I found online on Google and just kind of trying to recreate the supports as best as I can using the limitations of the game, of course. I am using the supports mod, which can be found on Steam. But I'm just adding those pieces in, trying to line them up, match them up as best as I can, just to really make it look as realistic as possible. I really want this to look like the real thing within the game's artistic style, of course, but I really want to get it looking really perfect. So that's what I'm just doing, those supports right there. And today I'm doing lots of little bits and bobs actually, doing some support work, some terra painting and terrain work. Going to start doing some kind of gift shop stuff as well, which I think will start really pulling this whole project together. I did actually record, sorry, that's a lie. I actually forgot to record something. I built like a little souvenir shop which is in front of the station, and I actually forgot to record. I must have just started building one day and just got really into it and then realized at the end that I didn't press the record button or something. But yeah, sorry about that. So unfortunately that footage is not available to see because I didn't film anything, but I will go back to that in the next episode or two and actually add some more details to it and tidy it up a little bit, so you will see some of the process of that bit being built. But right now I'm just doing some footers there, as you can see. As always, time consuming but really worth doing. I'm going to do some more of those in a bit as well, but I'm just going to do some terra painting now. So I'm just using Google Earth. I have a picture up, an aerial view of the ride and the park, and I'm just going to try and copy as best as possible the kind of ground textures and layouts that I can see. Now there's like various different textures in real life. There's some like grassy areas, there's gravel areas, and this kind of more muddy area. So I'm using those three different terra painting textures within the game to emulate that. Obviously the grey one being gravel. And I'm literally just kind of drawing, if you will, with my mouse what I see on Google Earth and trying to just make that look as realistic as possible. These are not really natural shapes, so I'm trying to create that in the game as best as I can, and just kind of taking what I see in the areas and just kind of matching them up with a colour within the game in the options that there is. And the same with a few of the trees as well. I'm just kind of placing some of the trees where they look like they are on Google Earth, so that's kind of the aim of that one. But yeah, that's the terra painting kind of done. I will come back and do more touch-ups of that in the future. But I'm just doing those trees there, of course, like you can see, and I've added like a nice bush along the edge there. This is actually the side where the car park backs up onto in real life, so if you use your imagination within my game, there'll be a car park on the other side. Maybe I should have added like a little bit of that car park or something, but never mind, it's too late now. So now I'm just adding some track connectors. I'm just using a pillar there. That was really quick footage, I'm sorry, but I just added some pillars into each support and they connect to the track. So they are slightly smaller than the actual support, so you can sink them inside. So more terra painting, of course, there. I've just done the kind of brake run finale of the ride. So in real life, it's very typical Six Flags. There's a bit of a theme on the ride, you know, nothing crazy. I don't really understand the theme, if I'm honest, but I do think it works. I do like it. I love the station, like I said before. But at the end of the ride, you know, you kind of come into the brakes and then there's nothing there. There's no theming. It's just track on top of gravel or car park or, you know, I believe like in the past, the Great American Scream Machine would have kind of been in front of you, which is now gone, and that's where kind of sort of where Green Lantern sits. But really, when you come into the brake run, on your right hand side is a car park, right in front of you is a staff maintenance road, so there's not really much to see. So I'm going to bear that in mind while doing this kind of final part of the coaster. I don't want to put too much into it, or I just want to kind of leave it very natural and very how it kind of is in real life from my memory. So I've just done a little bit of terra painting underneath the track, added some trees at the side there, and later on I'll go back in and add like a staff road into that there. So on to some of the gift shop and things now that are around the kind of entrance of the ride. I've put down some black terra painting on the floor just to mark out where I think some of the buildings will go. This is a really great thing, great technique to use if you're building recreations or even in your own parks. If you just kind of map down where you think stuff should go, you can zoom out and then take a look at it and really think if the spacing is working or not. So that's kind of what I've done here. And I'm just using a picture and also some construction anarchy as well, I think, just to kind of create this building, trying just to get some different heights and things of the pieces. So I'm just copying the picture of this little shop that there is here in real life, and I'm just kind of trying to recreate that to the best of my ability. It's quite a small little shop which actually backs onto the locker area, which I'll get onto just in a second. But yeah, I quite enjoyed doing this little building. It's really small, but it's actually really cool, and it's got quite a lot of little bit of detail in there, quite a lot, a little bit. Just made myself laugh a little bit there. But yeah, so it's a nice little building, very simple, and I think it looks really great. So that's kind of the start of this area, and then now I'm just going to move on to the entrance. So I wanted to do that kind of nice Kingda car entrance sign that everyone takes a picture with, and I wanted to do some writing on it. At the point of this build, there wasn't the text feature from the DLC, so I couldn't put the text on it, and the as you'll see, the letters from the letters mod was just, it was too much. It was didn't fit, and it was just, I just gave up with that. I couldn't be bothered, so I've just left it kind of plain for now. But later on I'll go back in and add some text with the text feature. So now onto the lockers. There's this big building here, right next to the entrance to the ride, where the lockers are, where you have to store your items. I don't really like lockers all the time at parks, just the money making scheme, to be honest. And I get it for safety and stuff, but you know, most of the parks here in Europe, you just leave your bag at the side of the platform, or there's like a station bin or something, you know. They don't make you pay and use a locker system. I think the only place that has lockers maybe in Europe was, well, that I remember, I don't know about Disney, haven't been there for a long time, but was Energylandia in Poland. They had a locker system on some rides, not all of them, which was a bit weird, because like the family in Verticoaster, you had to have a locker, but then for one of the bigger coasters you didn't need it. It was really strange. But yeah, they had a locker system, but I don't really like the locker system. But anyway, moving on from that subject, that's something for a whole another time. I've just kind of cleared up the pathing there by the gift shop, and I'm going to do the same here just in front of the station and add in some foliage. But that's basically all I have for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Stick around next time, hit that subscribe button if you want to watch more of my videos, and subscribe to me and click the bell icon as well. I really appreciate it. But I'll see you all next time for another episode of Kingda Car. Bye.